Woo! Good evening, my friends. Oh my goodness. Geez, what a day, people. What a day. I mean, the only thing that could make it more
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
Lothario, also known as Only Nan, also known as Nan Gallagher, who is like my high school crush. I mean, she's been with everybody but me. No, it's really funny because like we started. I reached out to her like long before my Twitter even got canceled, and we just never settled on a date. Mostly because I suck at it. But no, it's just and because I am so fucking badgering about shit like that. And I'm also lazy about reaching out to people. Like I listen, people, don't hold this shit against me, but I am definitely one of those people that when it comes time to where I have to realize that I have to send somebody a text or call them, I have to breathe first. Okay, I have to prepare myself for it. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't fucking matter who it is. I'm gonna be like, okay, here we go. All right. So because of that, like literally anybody that I reach out to, like I put off subconsciously without even knowing it. And then I get to a point where I go, okay, dude, I feel like you've been putting this off. Like you need to get in contact with this person. So I just get like that, man. Massive social anxiety, massive. And it's funny because like I've chilled out, over the years. Like this silliness that you see coming from me all the time, that's that's also like a mechanism for my social anxiety. And yeah. So you would never really know how socially anxious I was until you put together that guy's trying too hard. So yeah. But what's up, James Jackson? But yeah, Lothario, always incredibly way too generous, way too much. But thank you so much. It means the world to me. It really does. And honestly, I'd rather have you here talking with everyone and joining me in a conversation, especially with the events that have taken place today. But it's okay because Lothario is actually on vacation right now. She's on holiday. She's andando a vacaciones con la familia. So when she gets back, we'll put together something, and eventually we'll have Lothario on here, most definitely, and I'm really excited. What's up, Mazza? See, Mazza's like chilling at the gym, getting his swole on. A well-needed. I feel you, man. I feel you. I love it. So yeah, man. We also got, let's see, Sigrid Toms became a member for a month. Thank you so much. And Hank's Book of Methodology. Let's go, Mark Bederow. Woo-wee! Yes, everyone's so excited about that. I love that shit because like I like this SJC thing, if you have been living under a rock all day, we've been waiting on a decision. We've all been waiting, especially Karen and her team and her family have been waiting for a decision from the Supreme Justice Court in Massachusetts, and basically to overturn Judge Bev's decision to voir all of the jurors, drop the murder charge, and they denied it. But the thing is I don't think anybody's shocked by it. You know what I mean? Like, nobody is like like everybody was just kind of like, I mean, that's kind of what we expected, right?
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
Yes, what a full range of emotions today. Absolutely, Stacy Face Travels. Thank you so much. Very true. A kaleidoscope of emotions today. Now, yeah, nobody here shocked that happened. You know who's also not shocked about this? Karen Reed. And I'll tell you, because I don't think that it's coincidence that the news that we're all very excited about, that it is now official that, well, it's official that they have retained Mark Bederow. Now they just need Judge Bev's approval to get him onto her defense team, which I can't imagine why she would deny this. Makes no sense why she would deny this. So, but Mark Bederow, who this community, of course, loves so very much, I love so very much, has officially joined the Karen Reed defense team, and we're really excited. Now, here's the thing, okay? Now, Mark Bederow has already joined Turtle Boy's defense team, and we saw the hard right turn his case took as soon as he joined. I don't even know if that's the right term to use. I say hard left turn when things go like off the rails. But all I know is things made a turn for the better once Mark Bederow joined Aiden Carney, aka Turtle Boy, our friend here, and his defense team, who's also being railroaded. And Bederow is ready to prove it. Now, oh my God, Olivia. That gets both a fail sound, but it also gets a round of applause at the same time, because that is a beautiful pun, and I'm a big fan of puns, and Olivia Nile never fails to disappoint because she's great. So yes, Turtle Boy's case has made a turn for the Bederow, as it were. I can't believe nobody has said that yet. And now Karen Reed's case has too.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super chat.
How dare you?
Jen Logan, thank you so much. Question: Canton PD audit final report due on April 1st, 2025. Is this why Bev is pushing for April 1st so hard? The report will 100% include so much misconduct that the defense could use. Am I tripping on this? No, that's I as you guys know, when it comes to this case, I no longer subscribe to coincidence. Most definitely I do not. And now the the fact that they're both on April 1st, I think was a strategic move on somebody's part. It's just a question of who set the date first. Was it Canton PD audit, or was it Judge Bev when she set the date for the trial? Now it could be why she's pushing so hard for it to start on that date. It could be why. But who knows? But that is a good question. I don't think you're tripping. I think you're asking good questions. These questions are valid when it comes to this case. It just is. Oh, Vinny's live now? No, you guys don't need Vinny. You got Vinny right here. Question: PD audit final report due April 1st, April Fool's Day, 2025. Is this why Bev is pushing for April 1st so hard? That report will 100% include so much misconduct that the defense could use. Am I tripping on this? Oh, tripping. No, you're not tripping. No, man. I think you're right, man. Seriously, like, it's just a question of I'm not sure if it's Bev that's pushing for it, or if it's that important to Bev, or if it's that important to the Canton PD. Wow. Yeah, exactly. As a wow. I've never seen anything like this. Wow. This is a Shield shirt. Yes. Yes, I like my comic books and movies. Yes, I do. Team Brittany calling it out. Old Nick Fury. Wow. Oh man, I love you, Mazza. You're the best, bro. So yeah, this is just awesome. I think that there was a strategy involved in bringing Mark Bederow in. And I'm just a girl in the world member for 4 months. LFG, I love your handle. I'm just a girl in the world, man. Yeah, I'm a big yeah, I'm a big Missy Elliott fan. I'm sorry, I was distracted by chat. I'm a big Missy Elliott fan. Thank you for that. So now the interesting thing about Mark Bederow joining this team was, when I found out about this, I was like, wow. Now I'll tell you, it was flying around in rumors, but that's it. And then I went to this fundraiser dinner with Karen Reed and Alan Jackson and Mike Dots and SD and who else was there? Kelly Reed, Nathan. There was just it was just a beautiful, fun time. And when I first got there, and Karen greeted me, gave me a hug, said hello, and glad I could make it, and so on and so forth. And then she mentioned, I can't remember exactly what was said, but Bederow's name came up in the introduction. She mentioned it, I think. I guess asking if maybe I've talked to him or something like that. Something to that effect. And I think that's what it was. If you talked to Bederow. And I was like, no, is he here? Because, like at that very moment, as much as I love and appreciate Karen Reed, it's just Mark Bederow, it's just he's the dude. You know what I mean? Like as soon as she said that, of course I got super excited. It was like, what is Mark Bederow here? Get out of the way, Karen. Is Mark Bederow here? Did you say? And he wasn't there, but I was really hoping that he was. And when that happened, she told me that she was like, of course you can't tell anybody, but Bederow is joining the team. We just have to make it official. But yeah. But obviously, keep that to yourself. And I was just like, oh. And yeah, immediately, like it was just too much for me. It was total fucking over. I couldn't take it. I was so happy. And of course I wanted to tell people. So yes, this is what I was talking about when I said, when you hear about this, the feeling that you get when you hear that glass break and Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out of from behind the backstage area there towards the ring, that feeling that you get when you hear that glass break, that's the feeling you're going to get when you hear this news. Now, if you guys were not Stone Cold Steve Austin fans and you heard this news and are excited about it, that's the feeling you would get when you'd hear the glass break when you watched Stone Cold Steve Austin back in the day. But yes, same feeling. Absolutely 100%. And I can't express my excitement.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
Oh my gosh. Michelle, BSNRN, thank you so much. Being old enough to have watched the OJ trial in real time, Karen now has amassed a dream team that is far superior than OJ's with the addition of Bederow. No disrespect to OJ's team. I mean, fuck Shapiro. Fuck Shapiro. No disrespect to OJ's team. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, no, I feel you. I get what you're saying. I watched the OJ trial too, but the thing was I didn't give a fuck about it at the time, so I didn't really pay attention and I didn't understand anything. I was only fucking like 12, 13. I was like 13 or 14. Realistically, I was like 13 or 14. I didn't give a shit. It wasn't until I started following true crime into my 40s, like really closely, that late 30s, that I started, I paid attention to the OJ thing and had a better understanding of it. And then most recently, like I remember I did a Patreon stream just a couple of years ago. And what I used to do is drunk true crime. Like instead of like drunk history, I would just do crime cases and I would just do these live streams. But instead I'd have like a big bottle of scotch and then I drink basically the whole thing while I tried to cover these cases. And it was fun until it wasn't fun. Because I started getting into like serial killers. Like the OJ one was super fun. The OJ one was a blast. That was just so much fun to do. But then I did like Albert Fish, and I just wanted to like die because of what this guy did. And it was too disgusting, you know? So it wasn't fun. And cases like this, I you know, when I would talk about them, I just didn't prepare. I didn't prepare myself for myself being unprepared. You know, I didn't foresee myself being like disgusted visibly by everything, whereas these were supposed to be fun, and they weren't. And so I was just like, I you know, and then I just stopped doing Patreon streams because I haven't thought of anything to do. As soon as I fucking have an epiphany of a good idea of what to do on the Patreon streams, something that's worth putting behind a paywall, just for extra content that you guys would want, then, you know, yeah, great. But I can't think of anything, and I'm not going to just do it just to do it. You know what I mean? You know, even though I'm a grifter, you know, I can't just do it just to do it. But on that thought, is Karen Reed's team far more superior than OJ's team? I mean, I like them more. You know, and I'm not saying that they're not. I'm saying I don't know enough about the law to make that comparison, you know? Because you have to understand, like, it's kind of apples and oranges, both fruit. But the thing is like OJ's defense team, like the defense attorney gods were just smiling all over OJ's defense team. Like the things that were happening, everything aligned perfectly. Okay, this is a fact. Everything aligned perfectly. You had a celebrity African-American sports and film figure. And I say film figure loosely, like the Naked Gun franchise. Does that really count? But it kind of counts. So it does. But this is a guy who I mean, Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, he's the juice, you know. At the time, he was one of the most legendary sports figures of all time, for sure, without a doubt. And so you already had the country feeling like we don't want to believe that OJ could do something like this. We don't want to believe that he could even raise his hand at a woman. We don't want to believe any of this. So you had a whole country feeling this way. And then you had a whole country that was already pissed off about the Rodney King verdict. The LA riots had just happened due to the Rodney King verdict. So all of these things were happening, and the lead detective on this case turns out to be, without proof, Johnny Cochran is already going the route that Mark Furman is a racist. And then somehow there's tapes and tapes and tapes of Mark Furman being racist and bragging about, planting evidence for being racist, like as a racist, planting evidence. Tapes of him saying these things. You couldn't go wrong. Like OJ, you know, and then you had the guy on side chair, whatever the fuck his name was, that has OJ try on the glove. Real genius move there. Stupidest fucking thing in the world. That wasn't even the defense. The defense didn't even have to do that. So, yeah. But the thing here is the defense gods are not smiling on Karen Reed. The defense gods are not smiling on Karen Reed. Like, her team are the defense gods now, for sure. Like, that's it. That's it. Like, they just, yeah, like, that's it. So, with Karen Reed's case, it's not a bunch of circumstances that just lined up in their favor. There is a horrible, horrible case coming from the prosecution, virtually non-existent, and a whole shit ton of corruption surrounding it, backing it up, fueling it, pushing it. So, very, very, very different. Very different. And the main difference is OJ was guilty. Karen Reed is not. So that's the big, big, big difference. Okay. So it shouldn't be this difficult to get Karen Reed. This is why I say I don't completely agree with what you're saying, with the statement of what you're saying. I'm not saying they're not a better team. I'm saying you can't compare the cases because, you know, Karen Reed's defense team is going up against an entire government, and their client actually is guilty. This should be extremely easy for them to prove. This should be. It's common sense that Karen Reed should be already a free woman. She should never even been indicted in the first place. She should never have been charged. But the fact that it even got to a trial in the first place is where the entire Commonwealth dropped the ball. This is where Judge Bev drops the ball. Ultimately, there's a lot of shit that I think she dropped the ball on, but ultimately, the fact that she made the decision to allow this to go to trial in the first place is now brought us to this. The fact that she didn't properly give the jury in the last trial instructions. The fact that she did not instruct the jury to differentiate which counts, to specify which counts, which charges they're at an impasse on. The fact that she failed to do this, I mean, now we're going to a new trial. And it seems as though she wanted it to go that way. That's what it feels like. So no, the defense gods are not smiling on Karen Reed's defense team at all. It's just that everything is coming up against them. So it's an interesting comparison because I wouldn't have had to think about it so much and talk about it so much. But yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, Karen Reed's defense team is definitely having to prove their mettle a lot more than OJ's team did. So you might be right. Having analyzed it for however long that fucking took out loud like that, I'm gonna have to go with you're right. Karen Reed's defense team is better than OJ's. So there you go.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super chat. Super fan. I think we got a super chat. Super fan. Super chat. Super fan. 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 I think we got a super chat.
How dare you?
I will miss Attorney Bederow's brilliant commentary, but what a great addition to Karen's team. Absolutely. I'm just a girl in the world. Absolutely. 100%. It's an excellent addition to Karen Reed's defense team. I am really looking forward to seeing, because we see how passionate Mark Bederow already is about Aiden Carney's case. Now, it makes sense to keep into perspective that a lot of that passion comes from his passion for Karen Reed's case. So when I just imagine now, Bederow letters, that would be cool. Only because we're big fans, you know. But you know, this isn't the WWE. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to do a signature move just to entertain us. You know what I mean? But it would be cool if all of a sudden in the next couple of weeks we just start seeing some Bederow letters drop to Hank Brennan, Adam Lally, and Michael Morrissey. I'm gonna be real happy about that. So you know, are we gonna get some Bederow sweet chin music in the Karen Reed case? Is that gonna happen? Are we gonna get a nice concerto from Karen Reed's defense on Michael Morrissey? That would be fun. Just imagine that shit. Imagine that shit. Bederow just fucking like is standing up there with Alan Jackson, David Unetti, Eliza Little, fucking Alessi, and just like pushes Jackson real hard and goes, "Jackson, get the tables!" Oh my God, that would be so fucking funny. But you know, I smoke too much weed, and that's why I thought of that. But oh my God, dude. I am so excited for this. I have the SJC's decision. It's like 35 pages, man. And you know, I don't know if I really want to go over that. You know, like as soon as I got it, I hauled ass to the end. I saw what their decision was, and I was like, ah, shit. Okay. Well, you know. I love how you guys all caught that reference. The Attitude Era was so awesome. I love how you all caught that Dudley Boys reference. That is so fantastic. Fucking Unetti. David, get the tables! Judge Ben. Y'all remember when they put May? Remember May? She was like 85 years old or some shit. And they put May Young to a table. Do you remember that shit? Fucking Jim Ross was all shocked. Oh my God. That poor woman. That woman is nearly 90 years old. You son of a bitch. Don't you do that to her. This place is in pandemonium. Jim Ross is freaking out. About to have another stroke. Yeah, I remember that, dude. I remember that. Yeah, dude, the Attitude Era was the shit, dude. So good. It's fucking so good. Yeah, man. So, and I gotta be honest, man, that was the only time that subject came up, was like when we were sitting there, when I, you know, when Karen greeted me at the restaurant. It was just, you know, it came up like right then. But it wasn't brought up, at least not in a conversation with me. I think maybe me and Microdots talked about it or something, possibly in the Roccos. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But not because I blacked out or anything. I barely even drank anything. But just because I don't recall if we had that conversation or not. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna read the end. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I like I can read a motion that was filed because it's usually pretty, you know, it's usually pretty cut and dry. But but this is like 35 pages of a whole bunch of shit that you know, is probably going to be over my head, and there are law tubers that you can watch that will explain it better. And I believe that attorney Melanie Little already explained it this morning. So I'll just skip to the conclusion. For the reasons stated above, the trial judge correctly denied the defendant's motion to dismiss a request for a post-trial jury inquiry. The case is remanded to the county court for entry of judgment denying the defendant's petition for release, or for relief. So ordered. So yeah, that's all that really matters. And the truth is we kind of expected it. Judges can fucking do whatever the fuck they want, dude. I mean, it's just boils down to that. Like every time that I talk to a lawyer on this platform and I ask them, can a judge do this? Can a judge do that? Their answer is always something to the effect of judges can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want. And it sucks. Because Judge Beverly Cannoni is clearly biased towards the prosecution. She's definitely holding their hand. And she's been doing it since pre-trial, before the first trial. Oh, he's here. He's eating right now. Finally. I don't want to say his name because then he'll just come over here and he'll stop eating, and I want him to eat. Now, I do have, which I forgot about here, I do have the motion to bring in Bederow. Okay. Now, I haven't even read this yet. I did notice, though, when I asked Cherry for this, that she sent it to me with these 2 extra pages. And I asked Cherry why the 2 blank extra pages on this thing. This is completely your fault. And then she says, because fuck you, I like to give extra pages just to annoy you. And then I said, why do you hurt me like this? No, I'm just joking. Cherry was actually like, she took too long to give this to me, and I asked her what was taking so long, and she said because there was extra pages that she was trying to get rid of, and she didn't know why the extra pages were there. And I was like, who gives a shit about the extra pages? I just scroll through them. And she's like, it bugs me. Fuck you. Shut up. Okay, fine. All right. Try to get rid of the extra pages if it makes you happy. Do what you got to do. So Let's go ahead and read this. Again, I haven't read it yet. Motion for admission pro hack vice of Mark Bederow, David R. Yannetti of the Yannetti Criminal Defense Law Firm, and a member in good standing of the Massachusetts Bar, hereby moves to admit pro hack vice Mark Bederow so that he may associate in as counsel of record for the defendant in the above captioned manner on the following grounds. Mr. Bederow is the principal attorney in the law office of Mark A. Bederow, PC, which is located at Carnegie Hall Tower, New York. His telephone number is blah, 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 blah. Oh, my God. Thank you. Bederow, he is admitted to practice law and membership of good standing. Defendant Karen Reed has requested that Mark Bederow be associated in as counsel of record in the above captioned matter. Good cause exists to grant this motion because Mr. Bederow has specialized skill and knowledge in representing defendants in matters of this nature. Should the court grant this motion, I will act as co-counsel during the pendency of this matter. Blankety blank, 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 blank. Thank you for nothing, Cherry. Appreciate that. In conjunction with this motion, Mr. Bederow has paid the Board of Bar Overseers registration fees of $355 as required by the Supreme Judicial Court Rule 315. Attached hereto is Exhibit A, is the registration statement for Attorney Bederow issued by the Board of Board Overseers. Wherefore, for good cause shown, David R. Yannetti respectfully requests that this motion for admission, pro hac vice of Mark Bederow, be granted, dated February 10th, 2025, respectfully submitted by the cerebral ninja himself, David R. Yannetti. So yeah, man, I'm really stoked. I can't believe I didn't lose a bunch of viewers when I went on that rant about the WWE Attitude Era. That's the craziest thing ever. You guys are great. I have the best chat in the world. So yeah, man, I'm super excited, dude. Like, I'm just as excited as everyone else here. I'm really interested to see, because we already know more or less what Mark Bederow is going to bring to the table. We haven't seen him in trial action. We haven't really seen him argue anything yet. But considering, it's funny because like you watch him sit there and talk on the channels that he makes appearances on, and you imagine it in front of a jury. At least I do. I don't know about you guys, but I sit there and I imagine him talking and saying things, some of the things that he's saying in front of a jury. And I'm like, wow, can't wait. I'd love to see this guy in action. I wish this guy was on Karen Reed's team. I have said this to myself. And I think it's going to be fucking amazing. And I think it's going to really help solidify more support for Karen Reed, which is a good thing. And I just keep forgetting. Scott Messerschmidt, I see you in chat, buddy. Could you do me a big solid, man, and drop Karen Reed's Defense Fund link in the chat for me so I could pin it? I would really appreciate it. So I have to go through my phone and find it. It's just how it works. I couldn't give you a legal explanation as to why. But I mean, pretty much you want to file motions for everything, that way it's official. That way it's on record that something was requested. And I think because he's based out of New York, Judge Beverly Cannoni has to approve it, so that he could practice in a Commonwealth of Massachusetts trial. Now I believe he's licensed, of course, in Massachusetts. I think you have to be licensed. I'm talking out of my ass right now. If you can't tell, I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know any of this shit, but I feel like you have to be licensed in Massachusetts to practice. But if you're based out of New York, then you have to file a motion and get the judge's approval, I think. Yeah, unless he's staying on. Why wouldn't? Unless he's staying on. Look, this trial is going to be fucking amazing. Okay, like I don't give a shit. Listen, I have always said, don't ever look at these people in these cases like they're characters in a movie. You need to keep them human, and so it's easier to empathize. And it helps you get to the facts. It helps you be more passionate about getting the facts and not so quick to spread rumors or listen to rumors. It makes it easier to separate the facts from the rumors, because if you start to humanize these people the way you should, well, then, it helps you have a stronger, more genuine passion for the truth, I believe. But now that this second trial is starting, I say fuck it, because there's no fucking way that with everything that the defense has and how little the prosecution has, that a jury of 12 is going to convict Karen Read. There is no fucking way that will ever happen. It is a mystery that Judge Bev is even allowing this to go forward to a trial. So therefore, I say, fuck it. I say, let's enjoy this shit. Let's make a show out of it. Let's fucking watch fucking Barkley, Jordan, Ewing, the dream team Olympic fucking basketball team dominate the way that they did. I say, fuck it. Just watch them. I mean, it'll be like a Harlem Globetrotters fucking game is what it'll be like. Just them fucking toying with this prosecution, fucking them up every which way. You saw how much they fucked them up in cross-examinations. Every witness that the prosecution called got destroyed in cross-examination. Every one of them showed exactly what kind of liars they were. And the defense team was almost half the size it is now. And the prosecution has even less witnesses. So when I watched Karen Read say those words, I knew exactly what she meant. You guys have been hearing me say, I'm telling you, I have talked to these people many times. They're not fucking around. They're not. They came to fuck. That's it. The Reed family is not fucking around anymore. Like they know exactly what they're up against. They know exactly what they need to do. They know exactly the tools they need. And they are going to fucking turn this shit on its head. And the prosecution did this to themselves. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts did this to themselves. It's the same shit with Turtle Boy's case. You wouldn't have charged him. He wouldn't even be able to prove the fucking collusion and corruption that took place between Tully, fake victim, Krusty Panties, and Ken Mello. And interesting enough, this is because Barnard Bederow came along, dropped these letters, letting them know, hey, motherfucker, this is what's going to happen at trial. This is what's going to happen. Because I would be shocked at this point. I would be shocked. Now that Bederow has joined the team, I'm not going to be shocked, but I'm going to say that I think it's a fair it's a very fair thing to consider, a strong possibility, even a likelihood that they are going to try to call Adam Lally to the stand. Just like they plan on calling Ken Mello to the stand in Turtle Boy's case. I would be somewhat surprised if at least I would be shocked if it wasn't a strategy they weren't going to explore. But whether or not they do it, I don't know. But if you look at all of the moves that have been being made so far, everything like the motions that are being filed, besides the opposition motions for the shit that prosecution's trying to pull, like everything, they're just moving their pieces into place, dude. The defense has been doing this because they're moving for a motion to dismiss. And we know Bev isn't going to do it. But they're moving towards a motion to dismiss. A motion to dismiss that just can't be argued with. Because the fact of the matter is now there is evidence. Now there is evidence that Adam Lally withheld discovery from Karen Reed. That's a fact. We know this now. The defense knows this. Adam Lally withheld evidence, exculpatory evidence from Karen Reed and her defense team. Brady violation. And I am expecting, this is just a prediction. I don't have that much of an inside scoop, but this is just a prediction, or at least fucking hope, is Mark Bederow dropping a Bederow letter, a sweet chin music to Michael Morrissey, Adam Lally, and Hank Spanky #Brennan stating, hey, we can prove that Adam Lally withheld evidence, withheld exculpatory evidence. And if you do not drop the charges, we're going to call Adam Lally to the stand. We're going to put him on the stand under oath. That would be really nice. That would be really nice. But I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't know what the, what the rates are of Karen Reed's defense team. I don't know who's working pro bono. I know Alessi is working pro bono, I think. But that's it. That's all I know. I don't know anything. And I think that the logical thing to do is to continue to, oh my God, did Scott Messerschmidt? Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Thank you. Let me pin that. The logical thing to do would be to click on the link at the top of the chat. I mean, her defense team just got bigger, so she's going to need more support. So she needs us more than anything right now. If we're all here fighting for Karen Reed and we're seeing now how much of a fight she's willing to put up, I think it's only right that we back her up, Yeah, agreed, Lothario. Agreed. 100%. The Commonwealth's case is a house of cards. The dream team will collapse it. I mean, they're just gonna go like they're going to destroy the prosecution in this case. So I say, enjoy it. I say, if you're going to support Karen Reed, think of it as a ticket to a show. Fuck it. Think of it as a ticket to a show. Because that's how that happens. Because it's a good team. They're expensive. Karen Reed needs the support. So, if you want to see justice really happen, buy a ticket. Buy a ticket. Otherwise, the show doesn't happen. Okay, yeah, I'll go over Vinny's stream in a second. And he hit 100,000 subs. Good for him. I just look, man. Just one question that I would love to ask Vinny, man. Because I found out something from some of the locals there. I was hanging out with some of them, and they were telling me that when Vinny came out, that he refused to take pictures with anyone wearing pink or wearing a Free Karen Reed shirt or anything like that. Now, my whole thing with that is, how can, I mean, and he snubbed Turtle Boy. I mean, how can you expect these people to follow you and support you if you won't even support them? And I mean, this is my thing. It's like, it doesn't mean that you're a Free Karen Reed supporter just by taking a picture with a Free Karen Reed supporter. That Free Karen Reed supporter might just be a fucking Vinnie Politan fan. And you just fucking just cheated him out of a fucking selfie that ain't nothing to you. You know what I mean? Straight up. Dude, if Hank Brennan asked me for a fucking selfie, I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying? If fucking Kim Fair asked me for a selfie, I'd be like, sure. You know, give a fuck. People are smart. They can fucking, you know what I mean? Like, people look at actions, dude. You know what I mean? That doesn't fucking mean anything. Like, that's shitty, dude. You know, I mean, that's what bothers me. It's like, come on, dude. Like, these are your supporters, and you won't even fucking take a picture with them just because they're wearing a shirt and somebody might associate you with you. It's like, God forbid somebody associates you with your supporters. Jesus. Bummer, bro. That's just the kind of shit that pisses me off. That's all. That's all that is. This guy, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I don't even dislike Vinny. I still like Vinny. It's just, I just wish he'd fucking not be a fucking tool.
Oh boy, the decision came in from the appellate court from Karen Reed's original trial. We know all the drama with the jury there, and Karen Reed lost. The appellate court shot her down. But in this video, I am going to talk about why this was a bad decision on two fronts: the factual assertions made by the appellate court, and then the law of Massachusetts. To me, I'm a simple guy. I think we have trials to get to the truth. I think the most important part of our system of justice is the truth. Yet somehow, some way, they got.
I think the most important part of our system of justice is the truth, even though I'm afraid to tell half of it. Oh my God.
Kind of lost in the sauce, slipped between the cracks in what I heard from that appellate court. I'm Vinnie Politan. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to Vinnie Live.
Get ready, get set, let's go.
It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinnie Live. It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinnie Live. Get ready.
You know what I really hate, bro, is long, obnoxious fucking intros. Jesus Christ, Vinny, have some fucking humility.
Inside the chat, get ready for the prosecutor hat. Get set to like and to subscribe. Let's go.
Whoa. You can't stop the music.
Whoa.
What happened? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, all right. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, and listen, man.
The gremlins. Let's talk about this
Go give Vinny a like on this
decision.
video, please.
Now, I'm going to go through it.
Stop what you're doing. Go
I
give
picked
Vinny
out,
a like.
7 important parts from the appellate
Like
court.
he just streamed this shit. Like, you know, let's have a little professional courtesy, a little bit, and fucking give Vinny a like, please, guys.
Decision.
You guys are like,
music
fuck 'em.
was jamming too hard. Exactly. 7 parts of this decision.
You guys are dicks.
Let's get right to it.
I
don't want
tried,
to waste
Vinny.
time. I don't have a
I
lot
tried,
of time
bro.
today. Okay.
The people have spoken.
This is
I can't do it. I
a
can't.
factual assertion made by the appellate court. No juror expressed surprise
Oh,
or
shit.
disagreement in court when the judge declared a mistrial based on the jury's report that they could not reach a unanimous verdict on the charges. So here's the way our system works. When you file an appeal, a transcript of what happens goes to the appellate court, right? So what they do is they base their decision on the transcript.
Yo, listen. In the interest of good form, I tried, Vinny. That's not my fault, bro.
What happened? They don't watch court TV. But if they had, this is what they would have seen. And this is why this factual assertion is so faulty and so disconnected from the truth of what happened. Like when the judge declared a mistrial, no one expressed surprise or disagreement with the court. Well, let's watch how that actually went down.
Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof, establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet this standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. To continue to deliberate would be futile and only serve to force us to compromise these deeply held beliefs. I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete. I'm declaring a mistrial in this case. I'll be in to see you privately in a few minutes. So
Like,
thank
she
you
didn't
so
even
much for your
fucking
service.
think about it, bro. Like, she didn't even fucking think about it, dude. You know what I mean? Like, Bev, at least like act like you give a shit that people are watching, that you're fucking biased as fuck.
When were they supposed to be surprised? At what point in what we just saw was this jury supposed to be surprised or disagree with the judge? Let me go back to one. Right? Oh, no jerks. They didn't have time. They don't know what's going on. Do they know the rules? Have they tried cases? Did they go to law school? Did they clerk for a judge? Have they ever?
Here's my question, Vinny. Why weren't you this fired up when it happened? I mean, because nothing's changed other than the fucking decision that we all expected would get denied anyway. I mean, what are you so fucking fired up about, bro? Like, when you know what I mean? Like, when why weren't you fired up when we were? Like, if you're trying to like gain favor with the free Karen Reed crowd, bro, like, you know, don't treat them like they're stupid. Don't do that. I'm trying to tell you, dude. Don't do that. Don't treat them like they're fucking dumb. Cause, bro, like I'm just saying, I've been covering your shit for like a year now, and I'm trying to tell you, dude, like you're acting like we don't have eyes, bro. Like we haven't been watching you, you know, act like this is just fucking business as usual, and then fucking now all of a sudden you're fired up. Fuck out of here.
Ever appeared in court? Have they ever seen a trial? Do they know any of this? Have they ever sent a note out declaring, saying we were at an impasse? She's reading. Are they supposed to interrupt the judge? What happens? Do we tell? This is why this is so disconnected from reality and the truth. No acknowledgement by our system of justice, and in this case, the appellate court, that this jury are 12 people from the outside of our system of justice who have come.
Bro, like Melanie Little isn't even that fired up about it, bro. And she's fired up about this shit. But Melanie Little didn't even fucking like you're really laying it on thick, dude. You know? Like nobody like you're really laying it on thick. Nobody fucking like here, none of us are flipping out like that. You know what I mean? And we actually give a shit. Yes, as opposed to you. Yes.
Who have come in to serve their civic duty. No, at no point were they ever told that you can disagree or express any sort of anything inside the courtroom by the judge. Do we tell the jury, listen, you're going to serve now. If you at any point of any this disagree with anything, please let me know. We don't do that. Do you think they're intimidated? Do you think they sit there looking to the judge for what should we do next? Of course, that's what they do. Every jury does that.
Bro. You know what's so frustrating about this? I was that fired up when I was talking about this. It's like I'm watching my live stream from like fucking 6 months ago. It's like I'm watching myself like 6 months ago. Watching this dude say the same shit I was saying back then. And now he's fired up about it. Like, of course. How many times you guys hear me yell that shit? Listen to that shit. Listen to this motherfucker right here, dude.
Do we tell the jury, listen, you're going to serve now. If you at any point of any this disagree with anything, please let me know. We don't do that. Do you think they're intimidated? Do you think they sit there looking to the judge for what should we do next? Of course, that's what they do. Every jury does that. I sat on a jury. I know. They sit there and they look to the judge for guidance on what they should do, when they should talk.
Vinny, I never sat on a jury, but fucking common sense dictates, yeah, they're going to go to the judge. It's up to the judge. How many fucking times, people, did you hear me fucking like yell and scream about how it's the judge's responsibility to educate the jurors? Like the first time that they said they were at an impasse, he should have been like, okay, what are you guys on which charges? Or is it one charge? Is it two charges? Is it three charges? Just to make sure. That's her responsibility. I've been saying this shit forever. And now Vinny's yelling about it when it's like literally too late. It's literally too fucking late. Like, we're all out here like, hey, Vinny, we're over here, dude. Come on. Fuck. Pedal faster. We're over here, bro. Come on. Unreal, dude.
To talk, what they should say, when they're permitted to talk, etc. They were given no opportunity. So don't tell me that they did not express surprise or disagreement in court, because we don't tell jurors that they can do that. As a matter of fact, what we tell jurors is the way for them to communicate with the court is by sending out a note. At no point were they asked. At no point. And to make this declaration of fact is so disingenuous by the appellate court. But it's not the first time. Our appellate courts do this all the time. They know the decision they want to reach. So they take and they mold everything to fit that. And that's what's going on here.
Don't get mad
Come on.
Don't get mad about the fake outrage. It's funny, bro. Like it's funny. Like this dude is like the Molly Go Lightly of fucking court TV right now. It's killing me. I love this shit. If you guys don't know who that is, she's an idiot. And only idiots watch her. So you probably don't know who she is. But she would do this. She's one of those people that would insert herself to get publicity somehow, to build viewers on her channel. She would insert herself in crime cases. She would reach out to people involved in these crime cases, and then she would befriend them, but with ulterior motives. So never is it genuine. But she would, like, you know, try to make friends with them and be like, oh, I totally understand everything you're going through, blah, blah, blah. And then she'll turn on them dramatically in order to build drama. And when she does this, she like acts like Vinny's acting right now. Now, I'm not saying that's what Vinny's doing. I'm saying she would sell the shit and like lay it on real thick. Like she's so shocked and appalled at something. And like, you talking about the comment that's highlighted here? Yeah, I'm trying to get Dolly on my show, dude. I'm not even trying to lie. I was in his chat. I'm trying to get Dolly on my show. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit, but
come on. How disconnected can you be from reality to put onto 12 people the burden of having to interrupt the judge because she talks and then the case is over. She talks and the mistrial is declared. And then they're told to rise and get out. Really? I'm sorry, folks, but blood sugar's low. I gotta take a shot.
He's totally
glucose.
He's totally Molly Go Lightly, bro. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
This is so
bro.
disingenuous and detached from reality. This is the part of our system of justice that really gets me angry. Is when we put on our robes and we sit up here and we say, well, no juror expressed surprise or disagreement in court. Did you watch the video? When were they supposed to do that? And why would they do that? They're afraid to do that. Of course they're afraid to do that. When you're a juror, you are following the judge to tell you everything and what you can do and what you can't do. And there's no way. I would say 999 out of 1,000 jurors would not stand up and interrupt a judge, period, at any point, unless there was a medical emergency.
I
said
they
really had to go to the bathroom, and then they'll raise their hand. But come on, this is so disingenuous.
I said that shit too. Like almost word for fucking word.
Let's continue, because I've got a little more to get to. All right, here we go. That's number one. And that should be enough to get you angry, because this is the whole basis of their decision, is this factual assertion. Well, no one disagreed in court. That's when it's got to happen. Really? Like, you really think that's going to happen? You can't. No one is allowed to talk in the courtroom when the judge is talking. Even the lawyers, they get admonished. You think a person from the outside is going to speak when the judge is speaking? You think someone's going to interrupt the judge? Come on.
Oh my God, dude.
That makes our system look bad.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super bad. I think we got a super cat. Super bad. Super bad. Super bad. 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 think we got a super chat.
Sumo, thank you so much. In Vinny's defense, he was just as fired up over the Sally Port the day that happened. It seems to me he's just surprised the SJC would allow it. That's just because, you know, with all due respect there, you're buying into his fucking you're buying into this performance here. It's his job to be fucking dramatic. But if he was the problem is that if he was really fired up about this stuff, he would be talking about the other stuff that would be totally relevant. And he would just straight up say Karen Reed is innocent. I don't know why this is going, because listen to the words he just said here. And I appreciate the super chat, but listen to the words he says here.
You think someone's going to interrupt the judge? Come on. That makes our system look bad when you write that.
Right there.
When we all watch the trial, that makes our system look bad when you write that.
That makes our system look bad. How is he not that fired up about the entire case? What about this case does not make our system look bad? What the fuck do you think I've been sitting here saying for like a fucking year? I guess it doesn't count if it's Turtle Boy, though, right? It doesn't make the system look bad that they would railroad Turtle Boy to shut him up. A journalist like yourself. That doesn't make the system look bad, right? Come on, Vinny. Come on, Vinny. This is my point. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this from him, that he is worried about the system looking bad when he's not questioning all of the other shit that clearly makes our system look bad, which is the reason we're all as fired up and pissed off about this as we are. How many times have you people heard me say that the main reason I'm angry about this is because I am a patriot and I believe in our justice system? And this is a mockery of our entire justice system. It's not just a mockery, it's an insult. It's a kick in the fucking balls of our justice system. It's a titty twister to Lady Justice. It is not okay. The entire thing, everything that the Commonwealth has been doing, everything that Judge Beverly Cannoni has been doing, makes our system look bad. Everything that Ken Mello did in Turtle Boy's case makes our system look bad. Everything Michael Morrissey has been doing makes our system look bad, Vinny. And the fact that you're not calling that out makes us question whether or not you really give a shit about our system looking bad when you say you do.
That. When we all watch the trial, we all watch that moment. So we know what really happened. And then you're telling us this malarkey? Give me a break. Give me a break. And by the way, this entire rant
oh man, I love this guy.
has nothing to do about factual guilt or innocence, like what I believe actually happened that day. This is about our system.
Oh,
This
here
is
we
about how it
go.
should work.
Yeah.
I think we got a super chat. Super bad. I think we got a super chat. Super bad. Super chat. Super bad. Bad, 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 bad. I think we got a super chat.
What we got here? Mike B from the Wicked 413. Vinny is busy protecting his paycheck. For the record, everything done in Norfolk County makes the system look bad. Yeah. Sandra Birchmore, Justin Root. Yeah. All of it, dude. All of it. Cross-examination. Holy shit, you win handle of the... Cross-examination. Sounds like a synth pop band that made up of a bunch of fucking lawyers in the 80s. Cross-examination. He doesn't even have to say she's innocent. He could at least acknowledge that the prosecution doesn't have the evidence to bring this case. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much. Cross-examination. I just like saying your name, dude. Cross-examination.
And when it doesn't work, when it works, I say it works. When it's not working, I'll say it's not working. That's not working. Because that's a lie. Okay. This is the law now. And this is the law in Massachusetts. Generally, a judge is not obligated to investigate jury deliberations unless there is evidence that jurors were exposed to extraneous information or demonstrated racial or ethnic bias, right? So a judge is supposed to investigate if we feel like someone had interfered with the deliberations, someone from the outside. We get it. Or demonstrated racial or ethnic bias. I don't know how you know that without, like, how do you even know that without investigating? Like, it seems like you need to investigate first before you can find out if there's a racial or ethnic bias. Because
let me shill that shit a little bit. Because everything, Team Free Care and Read shirts, they're really nice shirts. Team Free Care and Read shirts. Go to Microdot's page, go to Microdot's YouTube and go to his community. And you should have a link where you could buy a Team Free Care and Read shirt. They're real stylish too. They've got like the old pink heart and everything, real nice looking. But yeah, and all of those proceeds, as I understand it, go to Karen Reed's defense fund. Oh, I love when people tell me this shit. Claire, you have to realize that this is Vinny's YouTube channel, not Court TV. He has to say what he has. Bro, how do you think I was able to fucking super chat him, dude? Like, just I super chatted him and said, Vinny, like, what do you think? I just hide behind my YouTube channel to talk shit? No, man. You don't think I've tried to confront Vinny about the very things that I'm talking to you about right now? I absolutely have. I went into his chat, super chatted him because I knew he'd read that shit out loud. And I said, Vinny, just say the words. Karen Reed is innocent. I know you want to, because Vinny's not stupid. He sees everything we see. He knows those ARCA experts were independently hired by the FBI. He knows Michael Morrissey's under investigation. He knows some of the same cops' names keep coming up in the Sandra Birchmore, Justin Root, and Karen Reed and Turtle Boy case. He knows all this shit. And no, he didn't. For the record, he completely and totally danced around it and avoided it. So, yes, I understand that this is Vinny's private YouTube channel, but he's still a representative of Court TV. So Court TV still has their hand up his ass, moving his mouth.
that all happens within the jury room. Like the outside interference can be someone from the outside can see it. Happened in one of my trials. We all, after court, saw two jurors speaking to each other in the parking lot or having an argument in the parking lot after court in one of my trials. So we brought him in and questioned him about it. Had nothing to do with the case. So they stayed on the jury. But like someone from the outside saw it, then the investigation took place. So this is the law. But see, now you've got something else. So racial or ethnic bias is something that might come out after the fact, right? So which is worse, or which is more important to investigate? Racial or...
All right. That's enough of this guy. There's other stuff I wanted to go over. Yeah, because I mean, here's the thing: is like you have your like your Emily Bakers and your Lawyer and those law tuber channels, and they're really focused, and Vinny really focused on this Supreme Court decision, and the rest of us are just over here like, First time, you know, like the rest of us are sitting over here already fucking expecting this shit, including Karen Reed's defense team, by the way. Do you think it's a coincidence of the timing of that filing happening today of them filing this motion to bring Bederow on to their team on the very same day of the SJC decision? That's them not wasting any time. That's them moving things in place. That's them going, okay, let's see what the SJC says here. Let's see what they say. And then we'll, file the motion to bring Bederow on when they deny it. But let's see what they say. And sure enough, as soon as it comes out, boom, they file the motion for Bederow to bring him on because they're like, we're going to trial. This shit just got, okay, next move. What do we do here? Yeah, man. And I'm going to be honest, man. Like, I like those channels, dude. Like, I like Peter. I like Emily D. Baker, man. I do. I like their channels. I don't like being in their chat, dude. Like, everybody's just, I don't know what it is, dude. Like, they're cool, but, and Team Brittany gifted 5 memberships. Oh my God. I feel like there's a whole bunch of misplaced snobbery going on in in those chats, dude. Like, we only listen to the law tubers, and it's just like, okay, man, and it's probably some fucking moron sitting in his fucking underwear farting into his couch anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably with a fucking GED like me, and they're acting like, oh, we only listen to the law tubers. Like, you don't get to be fucking snobby, fucking chat, And like, I mean, but I'm not talking shit about like the creators. They seem cool, but like every time I'm in their chat, they're just like, people have, there's always some snide fucking comment. And I'm just like, some real like condescending shit too. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm just like, fuck this. And I leave. These chats are no fun. I'm going to a fun chat. Cross-examination. I fucked it up. Cross-examination. Ignorant anti-free Karen Reed. Don't get how many educated peeps are in free Karen Reed chats. Put a 1 in chat if you have law enforcement or med or legal background. 1 for me on all 3. Okay, well, right on, cross-examination. Thank you so much. Yeah, Runkle's chat seems cool, man, for the most part. Like, they seem cool. Yeah, wow, lots of 1s. Now, how many of you motherfuckers are lying? I'm just kidding. I believe you guys. Don't worry. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
Thomas Autonomous Anonymous. I am starting a rumor that Josh Levy is joining as co-counsel. Dreamiest of teams. It's the weight of the Commonwealth versus the weight of free Karen Reed global support. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, like, I'd rather be like it be somebody who we know is just a badass fucking like And like honestly, like I would prefer like some fucking Hollywood, some other fucking high profile Hollywood defense attorney just to fucking chap Bev's ass that much more. Because you know she hates Alan Jackson, bro. Like you know she does. Like you can just tell. um so oh, some idiot. I'll probably go over that another time. But there's some idiot who made a video about me and tagged me and like LTL and a bunch of people. And I love those, especially when they're like really stupid. Um I enjoy the fuck out of that shit. But so yeah, this isn't going to be a very long live stream. But I did, as a matter of fact, let me see here. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to log into. Okay. Okay. So, what the hell? Why isn't that happening? It's so annoying. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just trying to log on to my Facebook. I started a new Facebook page. And I won't be able to live stream through it until it's 60 days old. So it'll be 60 days before I can live stream on Facebook. But I do have a new Facebook page. And I'm trying to share it, but let's see. I guess I could just all right. All right. So here, if you can follow me on Facebook, I just dropped that link if you're still on Facebook. If anybody's on Facebook, I just dropped the link in chat. So click on it. Yes, Turtle Boy shared it, and big shout out to Aiden for doing that. Thank you so much, brother. And Microdots 2 shared it. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. But yeah. And I deactivated my personal one a while back, but I reactivated it recently. And then like it is such a pain in the ass to deactivate it. Like you got to go, like it's they make it almost impossible. And I don't think that's an accident. So then I just gave up and I was just like, whatever, I'll just keep my Facebook open. And so I created a page for the channel. And so yeah. Now, Edward, the talkative Uber driver. I love it. If you would talk to me more, I can tell you how to fix Facebook. I just want to talk to you 24/7. Yes, Edward. Edward, the Uber driver. Fantastic. I fucking love it. Yeah, I'm just not buying the whole Vinny being outraged over all of this. But yeah, I mean, we all saw this coming. We figured that the SJC was going to rule this way for some reason. I mean, it's really funny because those of us who don't really understand the law expected it, you know, which is really odd. Really odd, but probably just because we're so sick of, you know, being disappointed that we just prepare for it. Oh wait, Scott, thank you so much. Thanks, man. Great show. As always, we appreciate you, what you do. Started following you today on Facebook today. Have a great night. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you, buddy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Iceman 2.0. Thank you, Will. How poetic. The great Mark Bederow gets to ask Adam Lowley on the stand, what, if anything, did you know about the inverted video? I would love to see that happen, but we don't know. We don't even know if they're even going to call Lowley to the stand, but I would, I'm really hoping for it. I'm sure that it's a possibility. Something that's probably being discussed. I would assume so. Just knowing the little that we know what to expect from Bederow. So that would be really nice, but I won't hold my breath for it, but it would be cool. It would be awesome. Now, hold on here. Oh, you ate all your food, buddy. Good boy. All right, so all right, I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines now. If anybody wants to call in, share your thoughts. Listen, man. I get it. You know, I don't think that he stated in his title that he had Bederow on. There's news about Bederow. He has Bederow on regularly, and he's going live to talk about it. I don't think that he misled anyone with his title and with his thumbnail.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Patrick.
Patrick, what's up, buddy? How we doing?
Good. Am I coming through clear? I'm literally out in the middle of the desert on a road trip.
Yeah.
Just pulled over.
You were coming in loud and clear, my friend.
Awesome. Well, if I have the floor for just a second, I guess I wasn't expecting to, but we got to give Uncle Vinny just a little credit.
Okay.
He's definitely doing that, but we got to admit, I've seen him for what's out there, especially in that space, whether it's throwing the pizza thing back in the other guy's face. He does at least somebody.
Right. Yeah. Like he takes his little jabs. Sure. You know, but
there's a few in between, but at least he's doing that because he could be, because if you've seen Ever or Ounce, you know, the public's just going to think, oh, is this the the motion to dismiss that's coming, the way that they spin things. At least he's fake outraging, if that's what it is. But irregardless, we got to give the guy a little credit, because he could just be totally complete nincompoop and totally go against her, and he doesn't.
It's really bizarre that Court TV makes it a point to avoid the Turtle Boy subject as much as possible. Like, it'll be mentioned, like Vinny mentioned it last time on Court TV. So okay, but the thing is, it's like, and nothing against Nick Rocco, but he could have Turtle Boy on there regularly. I'm sure Turtle Boy never turns down, a chance to tell somebody about Karen Reed. And
the bottom line is it's corporate America, and if Vinny opens his mouth, Vinny's gone if he crosses a line.
There's nobody better to have. So it's like they're not interested in getting to the truth and talking about the truth. They're not interested in that, and it's annoying. You know what I mean? And but it's in my nature to call this shit out. I've always done that.
No, me too. I'm with you, and I didn't even want to get into that, but you were actually talking about that, because every time it's just like, he's in the guise. I'm sure if he wanted to, but because if Aiden went on there, Court TV is not going to allow it. He's not going to follow the line. Nick will. Well, either or. I just wanted to give Uncle Vinny just a little credit, just a little.
That's my point. And it's like, isn't it worth it? Instead of putting on this fake "I'm fired up" act, why not get? That's what I want. Why not get the person who is solely responsible, like the best source you could possibly have for information in this case? Have them on your platform regularly, and he'll fall in line. He'll, what I mean? Like the only thing that'll happen, he'll say something, worst case scenario, and then it'll be like, let's watch the name calling, and because that happened once. And then what happened is Aiden was like, okay, yeah, sorry about that, and then just continued sticking to the facts. So and don't get me wrong.
Sorry,
Nick Rocco does a great job. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying they're actively avoiding having Aiden on because of him being controversial. That's fucking stupid.
But look, just because I know I won't have that much time, I would just say corporate America, there's just a line. And I'm sure it's just like they're not even going to bother crossing it with all the legal shit we worry about in this world and what these guys. So anyway, I didn't want to waste time on him. I just wanted to do that. But I did want to say a couple other things. I know the very bottom line, especially with Karen and in history, what it comes down to, because, I guess, the troll side or whatever and the good side. But everything, throughout history, this is David versus Goliath. Karen's, even in her interview, she's past that. She's an avatar now for what this is. So every moment we see something with her, and she kind of, it's past jail. She doesn't have, this is what she is now. And throughout history, that's what this is right now. Do you know what I mean? Every time there's moments where, look what this lady is constantly doing. And there's no argument that it is that kind of scenario, because look at everything that is on one side of this in regards to, let's just call them all coincidences. And then Karen on the other side. Oh, whether it's her story's changing. No, it's not. Her timeline is about as small as an ant. Well, everyone else's, whether it's Bev or all the characters,
right?
Their timelines are all over the freaking place. And trolls or anybody on one side, because they can't come to the table with anything. But what I was kind of getting at, it's just cowards. And this is where I was going to go back to Vinny. You have people that are heroes and people that are cowards. Right. Cowards always stack behind the bully, no matter what that is and how you want to look at it. And then Karen is the avatar for what you just, every moment these things shine, whether we get resolved.
I give Vinny more grace because Court TV is a hell of a fucking spot to be on. You know what I mean? It's national. It's, you know what I mean? Like, so I understand it. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to go as far as to call Vinny a coward, you know,
No.
but like,
No,
but
I'm not either.
but local news reporters, like, it's really funny. I would go so far as to call Sue O'Connell a coward. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, because I mean, she could make more money independently. Turtle Boy has proven this. She could make more money independently than bowing to some local news station that fucking doesn't get half the engagement that.
But they're kind of like avatars for fake. They don't. It's not about money. It's about safety. It's about a paycheck. It's about comfort. It's about staying in a zone. It's about walking in line.
Well,
it's all of that.
Agreed. And let me make this point through this super chat because it falls in line to what we're talking about. So, like, as far as the anti-free Karen Reed people, Cynthia's saying, but they put Plevin on. As far as the anti-free Karen Reed people, he's the best person to have. Like, that's how fucking stupid you have to be to think that Karen Reed is guilty at this point. So
that's what I meant about the coward stuff, because what we have is we're at the phase now, and I do apologize, but I just wanted to, because, you know, a lot of people talk in certain lanes and don't maybe point out other things once it becomes pop culture. Like, Karen's a figure. It's a movement, yes, but it's the classic. You know, throughout history, there's characters that are introduced in the public domain that have to battle. And that's to show. Whether she loses in the back in the day, she might have got a spear in the stomach and she might go to jail. She might not. But everything that she's doing and her lawyers in this moment in time and what it's showing, you know, light's the best disinfectant. So every little movement that happens, you know, because everything that happens, everybody, you know, kind of like how you skipped over reading all the SJC. We don't need to worry about it. But every little movement shows what we all say, because you were kind of going off about the injustices and how Vinnie was saying, you know, justice, blah, blah, blah. We all just need to see it.
Making the justice
and on the anti side,
making the justice system look bad. That's what
the anti side right now is the group of people watching the bully beat up the kid, just standing there watching so they can go hang out with him. And then the poor kid that got beat up is laying there taking the grunt, which would be Karen, even though they know they're all wrong. And in the end, who knows where this all goes? But then you look at stuff like the same day that goes on, Bederow's in there. The Alessi guys joined. It's just become pop culture. And I apologize for the Vinnie thing. Threw me off on what I originally wanted to say, because she's just an avatar for a bigger thing than just her, and everyone focuses on
her.
Kind of like how her as a human being, but I think she's even accepted that in her interview, because she's, you know, she'd be considered a martyr, because all these other schmucks, whether it's Jen McCabe, all these characters, they're all schmucks and everyone knows it.
Right.
And if you're on one side, you're just the guy standing there watching the kid get beat up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, inside.
I don't expect Vinnie to sit there and be like, oh, look, Jen McCabe's clearly a liar and blah, blah. I don't expect
No.
that.
I apologize. I don't even mean to go back to Vinnie.
I'm just saying, like,
I meant more of the entire thing. Vinnie, I shouldn't have even mentioned it. Just you happen to be talking about that. I just mean every time you know, troll pops in or anyone, I don't really even, you see some of the people that try to be on the she's guilty, and that's being microcosm about it, as in she's this woman that did something, or, you know, everything else, she's guilty, and all this other stuff's on the right side. Because history, when this is all over, will, you know, the FBI, I suggest everybody goes and looks into Olivia Lambo's knowledge about what they're probably up to, and how, you know,
I mean, we don't know what the feds are going to do, man. Like, the feds are
no. What I mean is the entire specter, and that's all because of Karen, and all because of that fateful night on whatever happened to where we are right now. So every day that moves, it's like, who would have ever thought today, when we finally get the SJC stuff, you also at the same time, the universe is like, oh, Mark Bederow's on the team now. See what I mean? And as every movement keeps going forward, there's just a result that ends where she's either going to win
You doing a
or
lot of
she's going to lose.
You doing a lot of mushrooms on your desert trip there, Patrick? Or
No, I was just trying to cover a lot of ground because it's true. Because
I'm just fucking with
everybody.
you, man. No, I get what you're saying. Basically, in a nutshell, what you're saying is Karen Reed now represents something much bigger than just her case. She represents what's happening with the justice system and the problem and the fears that we should all be worried about. That
Exactly.
Karen Reed could be any one of us, as we've all been.
Or could be Sandra Birchmore,
Sure.
who's not here anymore.
Right.
That type of thing, which all evolves out of the same kind of scenario. And then it just, the constant, every show and every person that wants to pick a side, it's like, it's just all so much bigger than that now. Where it's at this exact moment.
Oh, I agree with you.
So
I agree with you. This is, for some of us, including myself, this has always been that's always been the case. It's always been like very minimal of, this side versus that side. All I give a shit about is justice being served here. Like,
but that's what I was saying. It kind of turned that's what I mean. It kind of turns into, unfortunately, and that's what it seems like. It always kind of conversations, everybody shows. It just kind of always devolves into that. The interview the other day. Oh my God, it was only 15 minutes, and she should have said this, and she should have said that. Yeah, well, she talked for 2 hours. They edited that to 15 minutes. I'm sure she talked about Waterfall. I'm sure they talked about a lot.
Right.
But it's like, well, at least everybody now is aware that the FBI and who ARCA is. So it's like those little things. But anyway, sorry for Vinny threw me off. That wasn't my plan, and it was just like,
you're good, man. I was just giving you shit. You're good.
Every time I see that dude, even if it's a little bit, I see him constantly. He'll do it on all kinds of shows. He does sprinkle it in there, and it's legit. He could have been like, yeah, you know what? He probably did go get a pizza, and then they talked about that for 10 minutes. Instead, he was like, are you fucking kidding me? So he does shit like that, and I guarantee you whatever that was he was doing was pretty legit. He probably thought it was actually going to happen.
I get why Vinny's doing his job, but the thing is I pick on Vinny because he is the face and the one that's talking about this case, and I can fucking see right through him, and I can tell. I can tell when Court TV's talking to me, and I can tell when Vinny's talking to me, and Vinny is selling himself short every time he doesn't express himself, and when I can tell how he genuinely feels. I can already tell what Vinny's opinions are. He just won't express them.
Well,
and it's
that's what irritating. It feels like, that rage. That's what I meant to, and I'll leave it on that. That's what it almost feels like that shit is, because it seems genuine in a weird sense, but it's like, well, if I really said that, well, I'm probably not going to be on Court TV tomorrow, and he's like, yeah, well, do your YouTube, bro.
Well, sure. That's why that's why I'm not calling him a coward. But the local news reporters, man, like, you would do better on your own. Like, what are you fucking doing? I ain't got a job, with a local news station. Okay, well, fuck your local news station, man.
But is it worth it?
You've already made a name for yourself. Go independent. Sure it is. If you,
but I mean, kind of even.
You don't think Christina Rex? You don't think Christina Rex would do well on her own in Boston as an independent journalist? I think she'd do great. And I think she'd do better. I think she could make more money than what the local news station is offering her. Personally, I think.
But I meant more along the lines of something, even if it sprinkles, isn't that better than not? And it just all be against, kind of like Ted Daniels, right? During his interview, and what he chose to clearly, where he was signaling what he wanted to get across and what he allowed to get across, when if it wasn't for him, that would have never happened. And like I said, I just look at that little moment, because I was with a family member when that, do you know what I'm talking about on the show? I don't know all the lore, but the cat that was like, he was ordering a pizza. Like my grandma and my mom were watching it.
Plevin.
And
yeah. It was a typical Plevin fucking thing to say.
the reason I back Vinny up is when he did that, because
Right. Yeah, I got it.
my family members
said,
that they were like, since he took the pizza dig, they caught onto that way past what I would have in the moment once they saw that, and instantly turned against that guy and immediately leaned into the Karen stuff and was asking me stuff, saying, because it was immediately like, yeah, that's some bullshit to say. And then immediately it sounded ridiculous. So I appreciate those little things, even though they're small when they happen, especially on the national level. It's like, I appreciate the fact that that dude does that.
Right on.
Quite often. So anyway, sorry for yammering, dude.
No, you're good. All right, Patrick. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Jessica. How are you, Will?
What's up, Jessica?
So I had a dream a few nights ago that we were watching the second trial, and they entered in another piece of footage that they found, last minute, like during the trial, like the inverted video before. But this time, it was Proctor backing the car into the Sally port and backing into another cruiser, and then picking up all the bits of tail light and putting them in his little Merce thing there that he had. And everybody was just sitting in the courtroom room watching it. And then all of a sudden, Peggy O'Keefe stood up and she's like, "That's a lie! It's all a lie! He didn't do it!" And it just got me to thinking, because obviously, dreams are like subliminal. I'm like, I don't even think that if something like that came out, that the O'Keefes at this point would be able to swallow their pride and admit that they have been on the wrong team the whole time. Like, I don't even think if Proctor said, yes, I planted all the evidence, like, so, I feel like they would give him an excuse. I just feel like.
So you're saying if they just sat there like straight up and was just like, yeah, we fucking framed her.
I feel like Peggy O'Keefe would be like, no, you didn't. No, it was really Karen. I know she did.
I don't know about all that,
like
man. I don't know about all that.
I don't think she would really do that, but I feel like they're in such denial and they hate her so badly.
Yeah, I think you need to quit eating barbecue ribs before you go to bed. That's what I think.
But it's good barbecue, Will.
I'm just saying, man. That's I mean, Peggy O'Keefe I think she'll probably just sit there and cry. And then, yeah, I think that's all that will happen. She'll just sit there and cry.
I bet Peggy O'Keefe, I bet that's true. I do not know what Paul's reaction would be, because
like there's nothing about Peggy O'Keefe's personality that indicates to me that there's something about her that would jump up and go, "That's a lie!" about anything.
No,
ever.
I don't think that she would actually do that. And no, absolutely. But it just, but I feel like they just, and I don't know if it's that they just want this to be over, or if they really truly believe she did it because Jennifer McCabe has, like, I don't even know what it is, but I just feel like this thing, like, it's been so long now, like this whole trial, like the second trial, and then like, what if it's a hung jury again? Would they jump right on to do a third trial? I don't know.
I thought of that too. I'm like when does it end? Like, is that like, well, if there's a mistrial next time, is she gonna have to go through this a third time? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, that's all I had to add.
Tell you what, though, if that happens, I'm still going to be here.
Absolutely. I'll still be listening.
Right on.
But, all right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for calling, Jessica.
Good evening. Bye.
Good evening. Bye-bye.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Clara.
Dina.
What's up, my favorite?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, but you know what? I wanted to talk about this whole ruling from the SJC.
Okay.
It pisses everyone off here But you know what? They're just lighting the fucking fire underneath our feet even more. We will not fucking quit at all. This just even made us more bolder. So fuck them. We knew it was sort of probably going to happen, you know, because Massachusetts is just so fucking corrupt. But they're just going to inspire us more because this movement will never quit. Never.
No. Yeah. I already foresee, provided Judge Beverly does exactly what we expect and denies their motion for dismissal once they file it.
Oh yeah.
I foresee many more trips to Boston.
Well, you can come to Boston anytime you want, Will. You know you loved here, and we love to see you. But they're not gonna let Karen go. They don't want that on them because they're so corrupt. They're gonna let the jury release her of all of this because they don't want to do it. But you know, Massachusetts has been corrupt for so long. It all goes back to the Whitey Bulger days, and they're just fucking pieces of shit. They really are. I'm aggravated over the ruling today, but not surprised.
Right. That's how I feel about it. That's why I'm not harping on it so much. I'm just like, okay, next. What do we do next? That's where I'm at. I'm already on Bederow. Like, fuck the SJC
oh my God.
ruling. I'm already on Bederow. Moving forward. Let's go.
Oh, absolutely. Bederow is just a freaking icing on the cake. And all this has done is just inspired more people everywhere to join in this movement to stop this bullshit, because it could be anybody at all. But, you know, and you were talking about Vinnie earlier. Vinnie is like, he's a piece of shit, but Vinnie is like the cottage cheese in an uncircumcised dick. That's how smelly and rotten he is.
Oh my God, Dina. Oh man. Gretchen sends super chat and she says Dina looks amazing.
47 pounds now. 47.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I hit that.
Extremely proud of yourself. That takes some serious self-discipline, some serious hard work. Like you, that dude, seriously, that's amazing. 47 pounds, Dean.
47 pounds. And you know, the trolls inspired me. You know, when people pick on your looks a lot, you know, you can either cry in a corner or you can do something that you know you need to change. And I decided to do something good about it.
Fuck yeah.
And listening to you talk about the gym and everything, and you know what it gave you, not only physically but mentally, it just made a huge fucking difference in my life. And I'm addicted to it now.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Feels good, right?
It feels fucking wonderful. I mean, I'll never have a six-pack, but I feel a lot better. I got to be in shape for the front row of concerts all the time. You know, the summer season's coming, and I'll be at concerts.
Summer season's coming. Yeah, concerts. Yeah, you're right. Lots of tours.
Absolutely. But Glara, seriously, I really think you should consider the next time you come back to Boston. Because you plan it ahead. I really think you should throw out a fundraising dinner with you. I think it would take in so much money for Karen's defense fund.
Oh, I don't know about all that, but
no, but you should really consider it.
Yeah, I don't know about.
I mean, you took your shirt off, and look at how much money that made in minutes. Yeah. Imagine a dinner with, included with everything. I think it would be fucking off the hook.
I don't know about all that.
But anyways, I'll let someone else call in because it took me like 72 times to get through to you.
Okay.
I adore you. You're my favorite. What you give to Massachusetts by, covering all this is priceless. And we thank you. And let's not forget neither. Not only does Vinnie suck, but Julie Grant is still a cunt.
Yeah, Julie Grant sucks, dude. She's awful.
Have a good night, my favorite.
You too, Dina. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
All right. Give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys.
Call from
Lisa.
You're on. Who am I speaking with? Oh, they hung up. Okay. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Not that Dina.
Not that Dina got through after Dina. Oh my God, that is amazing. That is
Well,
amazing.
I saw she was trying to call, so I waited. Because people were putting it up in the chat. Dina's trying to call. Dina's trying to call. I didn't want to get in front of her. And yes, she looks fantastic. I saw her outside, and she looks lovely.
She
and
does.
God bless her.
And she's got a glow about her too, because she feels really good about herself too.
Yeah, she looked happy.
Awesome.
She looked happy. Oh, who could ask for more than that?
For sure.
Okay, so I do have a real question.
Okay.
Surprise. And I didn't have a dream. I mean, I did, but I'm not going to share it with you. But I was wondering what your thoughts were on Hank wanting the carpet.
Oh, more fishing. And I don't know, like in theory, like, I mean, what I find interesting is I'm wondering if because she was saying she was waiting for being able to afford her own expert to test it. But the thing
But even at that point, wouldn't it be inadmissible?
Why?
Because it's touched too many hands. It never had direct from
not if they can prove not if they can. I mean, if it has John O'Keefe's blood on it, that's not gonna, you know what I mean?
But they can always say that Karen planted it there, that there was something from the house or something that, you know, he hurt himself,
prosecution
a hair or this or that.
I don't know, but I mean,
I think that he wants to destroy it.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine what he thinks he's going to do with it, you know, but.
Well, a lot of the testing can actually destroy the carpet.
Okay.
You know, that's why she wouldn't do luminol or anything like that.
Yeah.
It would actually
destroy
it in the process.
I find it suspicious that he wants it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, because I think he thinks there's something on it.
Because why wouldn't the prosecution just dismiss that for the very same reason that you just mentioned? Like, it's probably tainted, so it's no good. So why the fuck? What could they possibly want with it in order to prove? Like, what would be the strategy to prove Karen Reed's guilt by getting that carpet?
I don't think it's about proving her guilt. I think it's more about her not proving her innocence.
Okay,
no.
You're not working on the same page as I am here. I'm saying, hypothetically speaking, a prosecutor who subpoenas, who subpoenas or files a motion trying to get this piece of evidence, saying she has to give this up, right? If the motive here, or if the function is to prove Karen Reed's guilt, what purpose would obtaining that carpet serve in that capacity? And the answer to that, in my opinion, is none. So I'm in agreement with you in the sense that beyond that, the only thing that makes any sense as to why they would try to get a hold of it is to keep her from having it for whatever reason.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. So
yeah,
so
I agree with
right
that
there,
completely.
just that action alone seems nefarious.
And on top of that, you know, the rug, because there was no rug in the basement, had to come from the front entrance and maybe the stairs going down to the basement. There's no other, because there was no rug in the basement. That's kind of been proven, right, with pictures and whatnot from the house. So, and you know, she's been holding on to this and paying for it for all this time. So they're just gonna like scoop it up from her. It didn't come directly from the crime scene. It came from the crime scene to a guy that put it in a van to, you know, Aiden saw the van and said, hey, and then told them. And there's like so many hands involved. They know it won't be used in court, but they must think there must be something there. So they have to do something to get rid of it.
Or Karen knows this and Karen told Vanity Fair this, because why would she tell Vanity Fair that unless she wanted the prosecution to know this? You know what I'm saying? Why would she?
It's a clusterfuck. There's no good way to look at it.
Why would she give up such a massive strategy in her defense so early on, unless she wanted the prosecution to know, unless she was hoping that they would file that motion to make themselves look like they're trying to railroad her?
Well, they already look like that. That's not even in question. They look like fucking evil villains in a movie. It's just like everybody is bald and has, you know, black capes on, as far as I'm concerned.
But what I'm saying here is, what if Karen Reed deliberately told Vanity Fair this because her defense team predicted that they would file that motion? And
well, let's hope she's playing 3D chess.
What purpose would it serve? You know what I mean?
I hear you. Let's hope that that's the case. Let's hope it. Anyways, I still think that friggin' Hank is just an evil person. He might be a good lawyer, and he might be a little bit more aggressive than Lolly, but he just seems like a bad person just in general.
Most lawyers do.
He has to see this from the outside and just know that this is fucked, and just keeps going. Just keeps going. Everything he can do to hurt this woman, he's doing it. Oh, what a bad guy. Anyways, you have a wonderful night. And I was just curious what your take is on the carpet. It is worth kind of
I hadn't really thought about it much, but
I think you should, because
I'm glad you brought it up.
It's so fucking weird.
I'm glad you brought it up, because it's definitely, I'm trying to see the strategy of what Karen Reed plans to do with that exactly, and B, I'm trying to see why she would tell Vanity Fair this in a very public article.
Exactly. And since they said everything they do is purposeful.
Right. It seems like, I mean, you're right. So I have to think that there's some sort of strategy from the defense, from them putting that information out there.
All right. Let me scoot out. Dina, if you're listening, you look gorgeous, baby. You look gorgeous. And you have a wonderful night.
You too.
And keep making the meatballs. You feed other people.
All right.
I was talking to her.
Will do.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Not that Dina. I mean, I don't think he's a bad lawyer. I think it's naive to underestimate him.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Mike B from the 413.
Mike B from the 413. What's up, buddy?
Not much. You mentioned before that Karen through a third trial. Yes, they can, because they did it to Kara Rentala in Hampshire County. 4 trials. So Massachusetts is not afraid to do that to people. And I totally agree. I don't think the defense team or Karen would have put out there that she has that carpet without a plan behind it.
Right.
My suspicion is they called up Hank, or Lally called up Brian Albert, and they're like, dude, so does she have the carpet or not? And the fact that Hank has left it alone for right now and not actually filed a motion to get it.
He did file a motion.
Kind of tells me that,
I think, didn't he?
He brought it up at the last hearing.
Okay, but he didn't actually.
He brought it up at the hearing on Richard Green.
I don't remember. But I think no, didn't they file a motion? I could be wrong, but I could have sworn that it was on a list of things that they're trying to get from Karen Reed.
Yeah,
but I can't remember if they officially filed a motion for it or not.
My suspicion is they called up Brian Albert. He's like, no, I had somebody incinerated. Don't worry.
I mean, but it also, I mean, and it could have just been, I mean, because why would Karen have that? Why would Karen have this carpet if she didn't think that it could prove that John was in that house? It at least proves that she believes that he was in that house, and she is out to prove it. So to me, that says a lot.
What we better have is the padding under the carpet.
Right. In terms of her innocence and guilt. Yeah. In terms of her innocence versus guilt, I think it speaks volumes that she claims to have this carpet and wants to prove that John was in that house. So, to me, that leans definitely more towards her innocence along with everything else.
Yeah, of course. It's one of those things of Karen put in the extra mile. Why didn't the state police go get this 3 years ago when they found out it was torn up? Say, hey, we tested it. There's no DNA there.
Right.
If they had nothing to hide. And this thing with Proctor's in hearing going on today, he's going to have like at least one more day, if not 2, of his hearing. There's a reason they're pushing that out.
Yeah,
especially with that motion that dropped today showing he was texting Lally the day of the mistrial.
I'm not saying that there's, because I can't connect them exactly what the reasons would be for setting things to be on the dates that they are, and especially with separate things, like Proctor's hearings and the trial and the audit in Canton. Now I don't subscribe to coincidence, but at the same time, I can't sit here and say and speculate exactly what the strategy might be, except hoping that one takes away more attention from another.
I did speak to one of the retired troopers I know. He said,
but if that's the case, hold on, let me finish this thought real quick. Because if that's the case, if they're trying to use one to distract from another, well, then they're obviously not very well informed, and they're not very well versed as to the climate of this case and what it's created, because all it's going to do is create more content for every YouTuber. And most of the people following this case depend on YouTubers rather than the actual news for updates in this case. So we're going to talk about everything that happens that fucking day take as long as it takes. So I don't know why they would feel like that one would distract from another, because it wouldn't. It would all be one thing that every YouTuber is going to talk about. So
the retired trooper told me 2 things. He's like, A, these things rarely go beyond 2 days. B, when they do, it usually leads to criminal charges after the fact for that trooper. He's like, I've never seen anybody in my time in the department that went more than 2 days and miraculously got their job back and skated with no criminal charges whatsoever. And he was on during times of other scandals that rocked the state police, where even before the internet, there were things that happened that guys got caught for.
Right.
And I mean, I saw today, so apparently somebody still has access to Proctor's text records, and the defense knows that he was texting Lally on the day of the mistrial. Somebody has records of that somewhere.
I keep knocking over my mic today.
But want to close out by asking, when's Clever getting his co-anchor chair, man?
I don't know yet. I'm thinking of possibly remodeling this whole setup, but I don't know, because like everything is like set up as far as, I mean, this room is only so big, so
yeah,
set up the right camera angle and have the background and everything to set up another chair that would pick up both me and Clever. I would probably have to redo everything, and I'm considering it. So, yeah.
The dude needs his screen time too. Just what I'm saying. But have a good night, man.
You too, man. Take care.
All right, take care. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right. I have Aiden's Twitter up. But there's nothing about a motion to dismiss. There's nothing about a motion to dismiss from his case yet. So
Call from.
you're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Kate.
What's up, Kate? How we doing?
Nothing. I just wanted to tell you, I've been following this Karen Reed case. I just happened to run across it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And my maiden name was O'Keefe.
Oh yeah.
So
Following this Karen Reed case, I just have to.
You might want to turn down the show.
yeah,
in the
that's what
background
I'm doing. I'm turning it down. Yeah.
because it's going to distract you, and
but,
it's going to distract me too. So
right. Yeah, I got you. But what I wanted to say was, do people not just have common sense nowadays?
apparently,
I mean,
not.
I look at it as like, I don't think there is any, because I look at it as, 2:27, she called to say how long, died in the cold or whatever. And, 4 hours later, there's somebody dead in your yard. I mean, who's up at 2 a.m, like searching that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, that should be it right there. That's a telltale signal.
I mean, all of it, all of it.
Yeah. The whole thing is a wreck. The whole thing it's a wreck.
Yeah. The prosecution
And that
has no
Canoni,
case.
she is something.
The prosecution's entire effort pre-trial so far has been to try to block the defense from having a defense.
Right, exactly.
So
exactly,
like, where's the case against Karen Reed is what I want to know.
Yeah. And let me ask you something, because I know you just saw her. She looks like a very nice girl to me. I mean,
she is.
She's been dealt a shit hand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, how is she? Is she like true? Because she looks like kind of like True Blue to me.
She is. And she actually gave a really nice speech at the pressure of and the humorous, it was lighthearted, but at the pressure of Alan Jackson. Because I was sitting next to Karen and across from Alan, and he was like, I think you should give a speech right now. You should give a speech. Do it. She's like, no, what? And he's like, yeah, you need to give a speech and make it like 30 fucking minutes long. And you got it like, and he just started busting her balls. It was fucking hilarious. But then she did get up and she said really nice things about everyone and including people who were not there. Everyone who couldn't make it or be there. She said nice things about everybody. She
and it's
she
kind of
showed
weird, like in the courtroom,
true, genuine.
like the setting.
She showed true, genuine gratitude towards the support, most definitely. And always, like, just in every conversation, her family always showing gratitude. Everyone is grateful. They're just they are exactly how you hope they are in person.
Yeah, I kind of feel that with them, like
They are.
the other side, they just seem like so mean and angry.
They are
the O'Keefe family.
Well, I mean, to play devil's advocate, they lost their son, brother. I get it. But the thing is like their anger is misplaced.
Right. You're right. I wrote in your chat tonight, what's going to happen to the double C's? Where are they going to move to when they lose? After all this is over, where are the double C's going? You ready? And Canoni and the Canton cops.
Oh.
I hope they're not moving to my state.
Oh.
Because they're going to have to get out of town. I mean, how could you live there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't want to live there. Once they get defeated, where are they all going?
I mean, the thing is this isn't necessarily an ultimate defeat for them if Karen Reed gets found not guilty, but the thing is it opens the door for everyone going, okay, well, now somebody's got to pay for the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Who's it going to fucking be? If Karen Reed didn't do it, who fucking did? And we want to know who it was. So that's going to happen at a mass level. And they know it.
Yeah, they know it's coming.
Sure.
Canoni's got to be shitting her pants because she's going to be put in a fucking corner that she can't get out of.
She's already in that corner. The thing is that's why she's not going to dismiss the case. Is because if she dismisses the case,
absolutely,
then it's the same thing as her deciding to question all of the jurors, right? Because she would have to admit to wrongdoing. It's that action would be an admission to wrongdoing prior. You're going to dismiss the case now on this Brady violation, but you're failing to you're by doing this, all it does is raise the question of why did you not do this before? Why did you not compel the prosecution to share discovery pre-trial, the first trial, as much as you did? Or as much as you should have. Sorry.
I said that, and all the hidden stuff and all that. It's just like a shit show. It's like, how could you convict this girl?
Right. Well,
lying, changing things.
A jury of 12 is not going to convict her. That's just not going to happen. Like, there's no way. There's no way you're going to get 12 people that are collectively that stupid to unanimously convict Karen Reed of this. This is not going to happen. Guaranteed.
Yeah. If Canoni was right, she'd just dismiss it, but she's not that smart. So,
right.
She's just not going to go there. She's in cahoots with them. So
right.
Her hands are tied.
Right.
Her hands are tied.
Yeah. I mean,
but all right.
Yeah.
We could talk forever because I'm telling you, this case has me nuts.
All I'm saying
girl.
is I don't expect Beverly Canoni to dismiss this case only because it's going to show all of the shit. She's too prideful. She won't do it.
Yeah.
It's going to it's
absolutely
it's an admission of poor decisions that were made for the last 3 years on her part. So
absolutely
she won't do it.
Yeah, no, that's never happening.
No.
Never.
No, agreed. All right, I'm going to take the next caller. Thanks for calling.
All right, darling. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Call from Marianne.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Oh my gosh, It's Marianne. Well, how are you?
Hi, Marianne. It's nice to
Hi.
talk to you. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I am from the Massachusetts area, and I did want to ask you your thoughts on two things.
Okay.
One of them is when Jen McCabe talks about when she Googled how long to die in the cold. She said that she was in the back of goods cruiser, and it was at the time
Right.
that John's body was being put into the ambulance. But we all know that Good was not even at the scene when John's body was being put into the ambulance. And he said that Jen, Kerry, and Karen never sat in the back of his cruiser together. So I hope that someone is going to drive that home. Like, I don't know, your lessee is like just going to get on that and get off of it.
The thing is, man, is like there's like I asked Alan Jackson. I can't get into details on it, but I asked Alan Jackson a question about, because we all have questions about why didn't they ask about this, or why didn't they drive this home during the first trial. And I had to ask Alan Jackson something to that effect because I had him in front of me. It was eating at me. And he gave me a very, very good answer that I would have never thought of in a million years.
Okay. So after the trial's over, you and I can have another
But
chat.
there is a method. There is quite a method to their madness. So the things that don't really make sense to us, I can't ask you to do it, but I could tell you, having talked to Alan Jackson face to face and having the opportunity to ask those questions, the answers that I got reassured me that yes, Karen has a very strong defense team. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're making the best possible strategic decisions. I feel that way. And I can't expect you guys to go based on just my feelings, but I also can't disclose just yet.
What you know.
Right.
Okay. And then the other thing that just drives me absolutely batshit crazy is that Nicholas Garino. Is someone going to rewatch his testimony and he's as bad as Proctor. He's a COF.
Oh yeah, Guardino's the worst.
Oh my gosh.
Besides Proctor, he's the worst because his hands are in everything. Anything tech related, everything that is that any evidence that's tech related, Guardino's dirty hands are on it. In Sandra Birchmore's case, Karen Reed's, I mean, Turtle Boys, it's so you know, he's definitely got his hands dirty for sure. For sure.
Oh, he's so bad. I hope the FBI goes after him. I'm always putting it on the chat room, like and I tag the FBI in it. I'm like, you need to take this guy out of his position. He's so dirty. And I know that there's a lot of stuff that the judge keeps out of the trial. I mean, we all know that there's so much that can be brought in that she will not allow because she's so for the McAlberts. But you, if you have a little bug in anyone's ear on that side, rewatch Garino's testimony. I mean, there's so much there that you can get that guy on.
Yeah, I don't overstep those kind of boundaries. I don't even want to hint as though I'm criticizing what they're doing. You know, so like if I ask them, you know, if I ask somebody a question, it's just because I'm wondering what was the deal, you know, with that. What was the strategy? And I'm just saying that the answers I got were quite satisfactory to my standards, which aren't high because I don't have a law degree. I don't know anything, you know what I mean? But
Well,
but I
think,
was
Will,
satisfied.
And I think too, it is between the last trial and this trial, we have. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I dissect the crap out of everything, Karen Reed,
Right.
and we've been able to put timelines together. We've been because Lally drowned us with friggin' what do you call them? Interviewed people, testimonies. I mean, it was just so many people you couldn't keep up. And now everybody's been, all the YouTubers are picking them apart and doing the timelines and pointing things out. And it's like, now you're able to sit back and go, oh crap, we didn't even realize that, because Garino, when he was testifying, I couldn't put it all together at the time.
Yeah.
I know you have a lot of calls coming. I'm just giving you my 2 cents.
Sorry, I'm looking at chat too, and yeah, it's there's a lot going on. It's wild. Right.
There is, and I know you're tired because you were up all night. So.
No, I wasn't up all night last night.
Not last night, but
yeah, no, I got plenty of rest.
I watched you Super Bowl night, the night that was supposed to come out.
But and it's nasty. Like I'm trying to stay in good spirits right now because in Tennessee, it's where I'm at. It's going to be raining here for like a week, and it sucks because it's cold and it's rainy. And when I don't see the sunshine, it affects my mood. And I'm already trying to prepare myself for not seeing the sunshine for a while. I'd rather be in 10 degrees in Boston with snow on the ground if the sun is shining, rather than be in 50 degrees here and it raining.
Yeah, I get that. But are you near Smoky Mountains?
No.
I've been to Pigeon Forge a couple times. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that far from there, but yeah. I do love Sevierville. It's very nice out there.
Yeah. Well, feel free to hit the tanning bed and show us all your glow.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, have a good night, and thanks for the call.
You too. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Call from.
It's Greg.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Greg. Well, how are you?
Doing well, Greg. How are you?
Doing well. Want to compliment yourself and the fellow content creators that bring so much interesting information to the world. I'm one of these no social media, no subscriber, but I watch the content and bounce around from all of the different content creators with this case, and you all do an amazing job. I feel kind of like Nan, a poor version of that Nan lady out there who just appreciates what you're doing. And I've had dealings with trying to do business with the state government, and I can tell you the corruption in Massachusetts is thick and deep. And they kind of just don't. It's kind of like in your face. So I think what got my attention to this case initially was, I found it interesting, intriguing, and then as you dug deeper into it, it's like, this is such a scam. And they're going to have to rename Canton Karen at the end of this thing if they don't get a conviction. So you see why they're digging in their heels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because now it's just like it's too late. You know what I mean? Like that. Like it's the score right now is like there's 100-point difference, and there's just so much time left on the clock. That's where we're at.
Yeah. I was disappointed with today's thing, but from listening to Brother Counsel, it made a great argument as to why this thing, why it went down the way it did some months ago. And I think a lot of people had their bets hedged a little bit with this. The corruption is deep. Many people know it. Today I almost got out and made a nice big, at some point she's going to, I'm going to throw a big donation their way. And it's just a travesty. And so many people know it. Again, I'm not one of these people who are out there monitoring, the social media and all this stuff. But the the content creators from you and Brian and Michael Crawford and Mazza and all the people out there that do this. I'm kind of like Nan, like I say, a poor version of Nan out there listening. And I got to believe there's a pretty large amount of people who are out there doing the same, who are following this thing and just see the travesty that this is. I mean, it's just embarrassment for the city, for the state of Massachusetts, for the county, for the greater Boston area. And so many people know it, and they're just too afraid to say it. You know, they're just afraid to admit that the system, when the corruption runs so deep, your republic cannot function. You know, I mean, for this Supreme, you know, the SJC, I mean, Melanie Little, another, you know, great content creator, you know, following the logic in here, I can only imagine what Bederow is saying in his head about this decision. But I almost want to think that, you know, one of the reasons he decided to jump on this was because of sniffing the way this was going to go.
I think that Bederow's involvement in this case was determined whether or not the SJC approved this motion. Now that it was denied, because I just don't think that the timing is a coincidence in that regard either. I think that the SJC decision coming out at the same on the same day, just hours before Mark Bederow's the motion to include Mark Bederow on the team was filed. I think that they were waiting on that decision, and then they were like, "All right, we're bringing in Bederow, and we're not wasting any time."
It felt that way, doesn't it?
That's what I think happened. Yeah,
it does feel that way. You know, on one
because,
hand,
like I said, it was already stated that Bederow was going to join the team last week. You know, I knew it last week, so and they just hadn't filed the motion yet, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I think, and obviously there wasn't a lot to that motion. So I think they were just waiting on, personally, I think that they were just waiting on the SJC decision. And then they were like, all right, time to bring in Bederow.
The motion to dismiss is going to be the juiciest thing of the year. I mean, and it's going to give you guys a couple weeks worth of full jawed content, because this case, the metadata, the folks, the lady Crawford had on with, Video Jesus girl. I mean, again, I like video. I've shot a lot of video. I've done a lot of content, with the friends and all that stuff, and understand it. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. The NVR, security. I'm been a security guy doing that type of work, not for a living, but I'm very familiar with it. I have a half dozen NVRs or DVRs and can talk to all that stuff. And I can tell you this, whether it be on the library camera or in the police station, you would not set cameras with to motion detect. It's just a highly inefficient use, because when you do that motion detect, you also have to specify in the frame where you want it to detect. If you open up the thing too large, it's going to record everything. If you narrow it down, you're going to miss a lot of things.
So basically, in a nutshell, there's no fucking way that a 6,000-pound SUV wouldn't have triggered that motion.
You would want it to be on all the time.
Right. But I'm saying, even if that were the case, even if they're telling the truth about it being a motion activated camera, a 6,000-pound SUV would have triggered that mechanism. No?
Well, it does. You do get to pick on the field of view where you want it to look for motion.
Okay.
So if your field of view is 180 degrees, I mean, they can be quite large, they can be 360 degrees, depending on the camera style you've got. You have to select and dial in. If you're a good tech, you'll dial that into what field of view you'd like to have. So it just doesn't stand to reason in any government system you would be worried about motion activated or not. It's not the point.
Right.
The point is to capture the activity, and certainly not in a Sally Port where prisoners are coming and going.
Right.
And you would want, and this is, Sally Port. So anyone who says it's motion activated, it's a horribly inefficient, deliberately set that way to deceive, if that was your point.
Sure.
Because you bring a Sally Port where you bring the prisoners.
Which translates to, that's a fucking lie. There's no way that they would fucking set it that way. That there's no fucking way.
Exactly.
So on
And by
top of
the
that,
way,
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No, well, I was going to say the mirroring. I've got DVRs up the wire. I mean, I got DVRs. I've had these things. Again,
It doesn't just happen.
Well, you can't export it to a mirror image. There's no setting for that.
Right. Right. So that brings me to my
this
point. That brings me to what I was just about to ask you. Because it's like, and Scott McGinnis is making the same point here. Somebody has the original. Well, I don't think they necessarily still have it, but a full original video had to have been extracted from the NVR or the DVR in order to chop it up, in order to invert it, in order to pick pieces.
Yes.
You couldn't do it from the DVR itself. You had to extract the data first, right?
I can tell. Yes.
So,
and I can tell you this.
Right. You would have to extract it in its entirety first before you could edit it, correct?
You set the range of what you want to extract. So, for instance, I had an event. I had my neighbor's 29-year-old daughter came after the first.
But you would have to set it to a window, right? From this time
you'd have to
this
set it
time,
to a window
in its entirety. Pull it, extract it, and then edit it. Correct. So that would indicate that at some point, the discovery that the defense is asking for, with metadata included, would have existed at some point.
Well, the metadata, the problem with the extraction is, and again, this was video. I think what Video Jesus was talking about. By the way, DVR is digital video recorder. NVR is network video recorder. Most devices nowadays are all NVRs because they live on the network system of the agency. My video system at home is an NVR. Okay, you can access it that way.
Okay,
but
so
in any event,
it's not a fucking physical unit. It's something you control from like a device.
No, it is. It is a physical unit.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a physical unit. It's just a box. It looks like a stereo amplifier or something like that. Many of these are rack mounted. They have Ethernet cables in them. They Wi-Fi connections to, if you want. They're very capable. They're not very expensive. Okay, you can get very expensive ones. They run the range. Cameras can be very expensive. Again, I'm surprised none of the content creators have found someone that has that knowledge base about the recorders. But I won't claim to be a professional. I don't do it for a living, but I've had a couple decades of experience with these devices. So here's how one of the things I did. I pulled down the video of the neighbor's kid on after the first of the year. She runs across the neighbor's lawn. So I pull out the video. I could not edit it in Vegas Video the way it was. I had to actually convert it and then start working with it because, as Video Jesus says, the native file export of the DVR or NVR, either way, was not compatible. So I'm like, that's an interesting problem. Again, I was doing it just to kind of chop it up a little bit so I could, play it to my wife and all that. But the metadata that's on that file, if it's been exported, is going to be to that person's computer, not from the original system. So it's already been fucked with, if you get my point. You there?
Well, yeah, sorry, I had to step away for a second, but I heard everything you said. Yes.
Yeah. So it's
Emily D. Baker was making a similar point. She illustrated also when I was watching her earlier, she was stating that since, like, to piggyback of what you're saying, it would be on an entire computer system, right? And you can't necessarily just scrub someone's whole computer for that particular data.
Well, I don't know if it was from the sound of things. Okay,
not scrub it. That's the wrong word to use. But
listening to Spanky, listening to Spanky and what he says. Again, I'm left a little bit in confusion, especially when they said IP, when they said I account or I. It makes it sound as if. Now, we know the expert went to the police department, and we know on the NVR it doesn't exist. But what we're assuming now is they downloaded a day or a fraction of a day at some point and have been funneling that video from that download, probably. If it never existed, like the argument is, it must have been on there after, because the video was produced much later than 30 days, right?
Right.
So this video could have been taken down in the format of the NVR, and if you start monkeying with it, to show excerpts or stuff, it's now on someone else's computer. I can pull it off of that, so that's going to be where the metadata is, not on the NVR anymore, because you removed it.
Whose fucking
right?
computer would it have been? Because that's
on this retired guy. That's the thing. So if the
okay,
retired
but that's
guy,
what they're
or
saying is they're going, this guy over here and this guy over here, as Alan Jackson was saying in his argument, that everybody just keeps pointing the finger at somebody else. So
right,
and then the end result is, it's a retired chief, and then he's going to be like, I don't even have that computer anymore. So that I guarantee you that the defense is not expecting the original copy. They don't expect it to still exist.
But they do have to have. You do need the chain of custody on what happened to this, how this file was, who screwed with this file, whatever was.
Well,
the
that's what they
file.
keep. But that's what they.
Yeah.
I'm going beyond now the technical aspect of this and more into the legal aspect of it. So at this point now, if they're trying to argue, well, there's no chain of custody or whatever, then they can't give the defense what they're asking for. They just can't, because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Nobody has it. Nobody has it. So the thing is and why would, if that's going to kind of prove the defense's theory, because why wouldn't they preserve this very vital evidence? Why does it no longer exist?
This whole point is stunning. I mean, this could be the unraveling of the case by itself, because it's so bad. But at the end of the day, man, it doesn't matter who provided, like Jackson was saying, who provided the data, and where's the source of that data.
But that's the point, is they won't establish a chain of custody. So,
by the way, you absolutely can.
How can they prove that evidence is even any good? So it's already discredited as far as credibility goes. As far as the evidence being any good, you can't trace the metadata. You can't do anything with it. You can't. There's no original to present to a jury and say the prosecution cannot guarantee that this has not been altered without providing the metadata. They cannot sit here and guarantee to you, the jury, that it has not been altered.
This is why, when listening to Mark about the other evidence, the physical evidence that doesn't have chain of custody, I'll tell you, I was somewhat floored in that doesn't really matter. I mean, I think growing up, you and I would both believe that if back to the OJ and stuff, if there's not a proper chain of custody, it seriously calls into question. And they still got that stuff admitted. They still had a discussion about it, and they still presented it as if it was, proper evidence, even though taillight pieces of plastic. And that's another thing, by the way, that's just total hogwash. I'd love to hit that Plevin guy with a taillight. I'll show you how hard you can hit it, and it ain't going to break.
Right.
And I'll bet you I could send him to the hospital or knock his ass out, and it's not going to break.
Dude, it's like the hardest plastic I've ever seen, bro. Like, I picked up a piece of taillight. I don't think I have it. I think I threw it away, but I picked up a piece of taillight off the road, walking home from the gym one day, and I was trying to break it, and I couldn't. I just didn't have the strength to do it. Like, it wouldn't even budge.
It's this whole case is a farce, and they're only trying to protect themselves from them all getting civilly sued to a huge amount, and it's going to be such an embarrassment when that comes, and they have to convict her for something to to pour cold water on the civil action that it's going to hit a lot of people.
And what's ironic about that, because if that's the case, which I agree with you is, at least in part, is that they're also building for a civil case moving forward. But isn't it ironic that they are building the civil case and they're moving forward to try to avoid civil litigation? But the more and longer this goes on, the more of a case that builds, because there's no way that you're gonna fucking come out looking without egg on your face, dude.
It's exactly what Bederow had said about the second trial, isn't it?
Right.
It's exactly what he said about, I mean, every day. Can you imagine the gall to show a new video, even after, and again, why this hasn't gotten more attention from the mainstream press? By the way, I try to explain to people, go watch, people that don't know about this case, I say, go find some mainstream reports on this and tell me what you think. And then they come back, and everyone universally leaves it open. Oh, yeah, she probably did it.
Right.
Because the mainstream press
It was
reporting
probably
is
an
that
accident, blah, blah, blah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you get that shit all the time.
Bad. If not for you guys out there, the crew that's been, you know, loosely or closely, however you seem like you all know each other, and it's just a great, you know, somewhat camaraderie of some kind that exists out there. If not for y'all and the attorneys who are getting on the case with this, it's such an obvious ass fucking for this woman. And again, our mainstream press, it just calls into question the absolute corruption, whether they're bought off, maybe they're all getting money from USAID. I don't know. It is a crazy situation. And I don't know. I just applaud you guys. You get any other questions about the NVR, DVR that I might be able to answer? I mean, again, I have probably more familiarity than what I've heard.
No, because
about that stuff.
all I really wanted was confirmation that they would have had to extract that particular time frame as a whole in order to edit it down. So at some point, the full footage existed on a hard drive, in a link, something. But that full footage at some point was extracted and did exist before it was edited down.
You can access it directly from the front of the box and stick a USB in it. And some of the old ones even had a DVD, you know, thing. You could put it on optical. You can access it through a computer, through the network, log in and download it from there, you know, over a network drive onto your computer. But in every case, once you start doing things like, there's no setting on there to mirror the image within a network.
Right.
There's no purpose for that on a security camera.
So they had to have extracted it first. Yeah.
You had to extract it and then manipulate it.
Right.
And by the way, the second you start, like I said, with a Bosch, I have a Bosch DVR, NVR here at the house with this particular unit. I can't even edit it in the formats in which is what I think Video Jesus said, within Vegas Video, which is a pretty powerful. I got a pro version Vegas Video to edit it, and it doesn't handle it. I have to convert it, okay, or run it through a screen capture. You know, I can't manipulate it in its native form. Now, Video Jesus would know more, but again, that's a recent experience I had with the formatted outputs. So. You know, this case is just a bunch of fucking fools.
Yeah, like having you on here, it's just another example of where common sense meets actual like experience, and the experience confirmed and validated my common sense conclusion. You know, I mean, they had to have extracted the full footage in order for it to be edited down. So the full footage at some point existed, and it was the Commonwealth's responsibility to preserve it and turn it over.
Yeah. One more thing on that. You can go like down to the second. You could have made 20 extractions or 100 extractions over a 2-hour period. You know, you could have grabbed it in 5-minute increments or something. It's very flexible in terms of what you want to grab to make the size of the file the right size or whatever. It doesn't have to be one chunk, but you would think it would be one chunk because it's the government, and you would want to just do it the right way. But more importantly, it should have put a flag on it to not overwrite that section. It doesn't automatically overwrite things if you don't want it to. You know, you can like control the system. You know, you don't have like you don't. And these things are very, very flexible with a lot of features to do many different things. It's not a stupid system you can't manipulate. They're very powerful systems.
Sure.
So
I guarantee it. Like dude, and I'm not computer literate, and I have a fucking MacBook Pro, and I probably utilize about 10% of what it's capable of. You know, I mean, maybe. You know what I mean? I don't even know what it's capable of. I don't even know what this thing does because I'm not computer literate at all. So I don't even fucking know. But
All right. Well, I'll free it up for somebody else, but great work you all do. I mean, everybody up and down the line. I echo what Nan said when she got on with Crawford. I just love watching you guys, but you won't find me out there. I just like to listen and stuff. So pretty remarkable stuff for my wife and I to follow, and wish you all, guys all good luck here in Free Karen Reed.
All right. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Man.
All right. Have a good one.
Gotcha. Yeah, you too.
Wow. Great call. All right. So I'm closing the phone lines. That is it for me, folks. You guys are fantastic. Some great callers. Appreciate you guys. And in 1 hour, you will have Turtle Boy's live stream, and he's going to share his thoughts on everything that's happening today. So I hope you guys, I'll see you guys in that chat, I'm sure. And I really appreciate you guys calling, man, and all you guys who called, and thanks everybody for logging on and watching. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys for subscribing. New subscribers, it means the world to me. I hope you guys are enjoying the channel, and thank you guys for following this channel's Facebook page. It is now, I launched this thing just a couple of hours ago, and it's already almost at 3,000 followers, man. So you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for that. That's crazy. Already almost at 3,000 3,000 followers. That's amazing. And soon I'll be live streaming on that platform, but not for another 60 days. So I gotta do some Turtle Boy time until I can actually stream on Facebook directly. So anyways, guys, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for all the support. Nan Gallagher, her generosity, I mean, showing support the way that she has been, not just by with her checkbook, and monetarily, but showing up on so many different creators platforms and sharing her insight and contributing to the chats and being a hell of a supporter for this community and all of the creators. On behalf of everybody, I want to express my gratitude to Nan Gallagher. That is amazing. She's amazing. And I will have her on the show soon. So when she gets back from vacation, her and I will powwow and come up with a date to have her on. And and I look forward to that very much. And real quick, let me do this. Just want to go over real quick the Venmos. I got a few Venmos, or actually one Venmo. Teresa, with little doggy emojis. Thank you so much, Teresa. I appreciate it. Amazing. So I'm just trying to get in the habit of reading off those Venmos. So guys, thank you so much for all your support. I really, really, really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.